Milo, the WBC International Middleweight Champion. And there's the one fight he's had since losing to Chris Eubank back in Brighton in March of last year. He's out of the ring for the remainder of 1990, January this year, fought Luca Faro for the international middleweight title, vacated by Chris Eubank, and I tell you, he caused quite a sensation by KOing him in 11 rounds. Passing our commentary point. And a lot of people are saying, Jimmy, that if anybody can spring an upset against Nigel Benn, it's this man, Kid Milo.
Well, the thing that I was been thinking about this fight is the fact that this is his chance to gate crash into the middleweight party that's at present occupied by Nigel, Michael Watson and Chris Eubank, and now Milo wants to get amongst the action, and I feel he's in the best shape of his career looking at him tonight, and he could probably surpass any performance he's ever achieved. He's going to have to if he's going to beat Benn, and like in football in an FA Cup tie, the underdog sometimes comes through in a big storming upset. Absolutely. That's what Milo will be banking on. Certainly looks relaxed and in great shape.
Well, before we see Nigel Benn, we can listen to a bit of Phil Collins.
I've got to say, Dave, doesn't Nigel Benn incite excitement? This crowd is absolutely packed to the rafters. There's not an empty seat in the house, and I'm sure Barry Earner will be well pleased with that. Another full house to Barry Earner, but he's well pleased.
I bet he is. You took the words right out of my mouth, Jimmy. It is standing room only.
Absolutely brilliant.
And the atmosphere you normally get really at a title fight here tonight. And there are no titles at stake, let me emphasise that. Milo's WBC International title is not up for grabs tonight.
When you see an atmosphere like this is what boxing's all about. Tremendous packed atmosphere and everyone buzzing with the anticipation of the main event. And Nigel, he carries it off great. Big Ben chimes.
I'm sure you knew what that was. Big Ben, of course, yes.
You know, Nigel's been out in the States and he's prepared for this fight as tough as he did for Eubanks and Michael Watson in the past, so he showed Milo all the respect that he's due.
Well, it's an open secret that the big money fight in the autumn is the rematch that everybody wants to see. Eubank against Benn, but he's got to get past Milo first.
You know the danger, Dave. I've been in this position myself. It's the fight before the big one, and you've got to be professional and get on with your job. But it's subconsciously, it's in the back of your mind, and you've just got to be a good pro, go out there and do your job. But it's very, very difficult, and I just don't know Nigel's professional enough and accomplished enough to carry out the task in hand. It won't be easy.
Here comes the Dark Destroyer, Nigel Benn. Got Bobby Neal in his corner, replacing Ambrose Mendy. He's got Jimmy Tibbs as well. He's got a good... That's some corner team. Bobby Neal and Jimmy Tibbs, my goodness.
Nigel, just one look at him, looks in great shape. There's a surprise.
And sponsored by the Daily Mirror, we are proud to present the main attraction of the evening. A middleweight contest with a match made at 11 stone 8 pounds over 10 rounds, each of 3 minutes duration. Your referee for the contest is Larry O'Connell from Hartley in Kent, and your timekeeper, Lou Hubbard from Norwich. Presenting and introducing to you in the red corner with the black shorts, with 14 wins from 19 contests, 8 inside the distance, the WBC International Super Middleweight Champion from Birmingham, Kid Milo!
He certainly looks composed, Milo, just strutting around.
Kid Milo.
He's been there with Eubanks and people like that, Dave, so he probably feels he's seen it all before.
In the blue corner with the royal blue shorts, with 28 wins from 30 contests, 26 inside the distance, the former WBO middleweight champion of the world!
That's the sort of atmosphere and reaction that this man arouses. And incidentally, if Bobby Neal's watching this, I've done you an injustice, Bob. You're sitting at home watching this, you're not in the ring, it's Vic Andretti. I'm not sure whether I should apologise for saying you look like Vic Andretti. But it's Victor Andretti and Jimmy Tibbs in the corner. Vic Andretti done a lot of work with Nigel Benn over in America.
I've been reading about Nigel's plans to go on and win titles at different weights, but you know, tonight he's just got to get Kid Milo in his sights and go about his job.
Well, as we know, Nigel Benn has notched up 13 stoppages inside a round. Will this be number 14? We're scheduled for 10 rounds.
Apparently patience has been brought into his makeup now, so they may try and set Milo up. And Milo's going to try and gain, if he doesn't already possess it, in confidence as the fight unfolds. One crunching shot and Milo's in all sorts of trouble. Trying to fire back, but
Benn's stalking him like a tiger.
Benn looks ferocious. Milo's in big trouble already. He won't take many more of them. He needs to grab hold of Nigel and let his head clear.
And he can't.
He's trying to fight back. He wants to adopt a bit of the Michael Watson attitude, get the gloves up, as he's going to get knocked out here and now.
It was the left hook that started it from Benn. That was a hell of a punch. At the moment, the shot's tending to bounce off the top of Milo's head.
Milo's probably surprised at the pure brute strength of Nigel. Fair play to him, he's trying to get his composure. He needs to get hold of Nigel and just hold on. Try and steer clear of trouble to the end of this round. But Nigel looks very composed. Good shot again.
The power of this man, it makes you realise what a stupendous achievement out of Chris Eubank in beating him.
This is Nigel's first fight since the Robbie Sims.
Yeah, the Robbie Sims fight, he looked dynamite at the York Hall in Bethnal Green.
Showed a lot of patience, composure,
yeah,
professional
he
guy.
stopped Robbie Sims in 7. That was the first time Sims had ever been stopped. And he's looking to do a job on Milo. And Milo, to his credit, has somehow weathered that storm.
Leaking blood, though, Dave, from the left eye, so
yes.
Nigel's already inflicted damage. And Milo, if he wasn't in awe of Nigel before the fight, I'm sure he is now.
The cut, in fact, Jim, is on Milo's left cheek, and that won't cause him too much inconvenience just yet. Remember, it was a badly cut cheek he sustained against Eubank. And that cheek has opened up again.
Benn looks ferocious when he unloads.
The power of the man is awesome.
Milo will do well to get through the first 3 minutes.
Well, I think he's going to.
That's no understatement.
Might be close.
I think once Benn lands one real crunching shot, Milo will just fold. Not that his will's weak, but it's just a pure power. And the presence of Benn is so... He really looks the part.
Inside the last 10. And Milo giving as good as he gets.
What an exciting bust-up. No wonder Nigel draws the crowds in.
I'll tell you, this is the best first round we've seen for a very long time. What a good fight.
Shout of respect to Nigel responded. Touch of class. Brilliant.
That was, as you said, Jimmy, a real touch of class, that.
Absolutely. You know, all the hype before the fight's built up between both fighters. Nigel's gone out, hit him on the chin. He's hurt him. And at the end of the round, he basically tapped him on the gloves to say, you're a game guy.
Let's take a look at the early round pressure from Nigel Benn now.
It's pressure, but it's controlled pressure, not like the early Nigel Benn. There's a picked right hand over the jab, and there you see Milo's in all sorts of trouble at 7 1/8, and Nigel looked on the verge of a very early stoppage.
Tremendous opening round, and the spirit between these two men, I can't praise it too highly. That was two sportsmen at the peak, showing each other respect. And that was just nice to see. And I've got to say, I've never seen Benn in better condition, not even for the Eubank World title
fight. And I go back to the old saying of it's no doubt the office, because Nigel really looks like he's actually enjoying what he's doing. He's setting the guy up, he's sat in the corner there, it's cool as a cucumber. Milo's got to regroup himself behind the jab, keep the hands up high, and not get too brave. Can't mix it with someone who slugs and punches as hard as Nigel Benn, particularly in the opening session. Fair play to Milo, he's coming back with crunching right hands of his own. He's trying to pull Benn up short and tries to make Benn think about things rather than just walking in and unloading. Benn, the image, the Dark Destroyer's been thrown out the window now for the blue trunks. But he's still, to me, when he gets the guy going, he'll be the Destroyer, because that won't leave him. That's in him. It's instinctive. He's just dropped the nickname.
And Milo showing terrific willingness to stand and mix it with Benn. It could be very foolhardy, but let's not forget that Milo has got a punch of his own.
Milo's in great shape, and he's going to try and ride the early storm. He stayed composed. He can't afford to get flashed by Nigel. Doing the smart thing, just moving around, keeping both hands up high, poking out the left hand. The fact that he was in such great shape, it's enabled him to regroup after that whack he took in the early part of the first round.
Well, I guess it'll have done something for his mental attitude to know that he can take a real ferocious Benn assault and still remain upright, which he did.
Benn really looking the part.
Milo doesn't look so bad either.
No, he's not. You know, this is Kid Milo's big chance, and he's determined to take it. You know, he's ready for 10 hard rounds, and he just looks at this as part of the journey. You know, he's obviously mentally prepared for this type of assault from Nigel Benn.
And if Milo is overawed by Benn, you'd never realise it, believe me.
The atmosphere in this always electric.
Well, like I said, Jimmy, it's more like that you experience at a title fight. Astonishing. This is just a 10-rounder, just a 10-rounder. Could never be that with Nigel Benn fighting.
Benn's got through with some good shots there, but Milo
right above us,
soaking them up with no ill effects. I tell you, early in Nigel's career, he had a sort of Mike Tyson aura about him. Opponents seemed to just freeze, but you know, now he's lost the Dark Destroyer image, and people are starting to believe he's human. It's still ferocious.
Well, this is one of these fights, one of these rare fights that lives up to all the pre-match hype and ballyhoo and brouhaha, and this is, believe me, it's still no foregone conclusion, this contest.
No doubt about that. You know, Milo's in great shape, and he knows this is his opportunity. You can see Nigel here swinging away with the hooks, clubbing shots, which is his trademark. But Milo, you see him banging back with body shots of his own, and he's not in there to be the opponent. He's in there to take his chance to get amongst the middleweights and the big money.
Round 3.
Few parting words of advice from Jimmy Tibbs and Vic Andretti for Nigel Benn.
That'd be good advice, don't worry about that. Toe to toe they go. Considering what's at stake with Nigel, he really is boxing like the ultimate pro. Just getting about his work.
I think one of Milo's body shots was just a touch low, shall we say.
Nigel will try and make him pay for that, no doubt.
Milo down, and I'm not sure what caused that.
He took a whack in the eye, actually, and I don't think he's focusing as he wishes he could be. He's in trouble. And Nigel's seen the green light, and he ain't going to take long to go for it.
He winced in tremendous pain, Milo. Dropped down on one knee in his own corner, and he's still feeling the effects of whatever it was. Maybe he got an accidental thumb in the eye.
Yeah, he's going to have to come through plenty of these moments if he's hoping to go on and win this fight, because Nigel's absolutely buzzing.
No gain without pain. Milo seems to have recovered.
What game, guys, coming back with crunching blows of his own. He's looking to take Nigel's head off with them. He really is ready, prepared himself for war, physically as well as mentally.
This really is fighting fire with fire, this contest, from Milo's viewpoint.
I'll tell you what, credit to the fella. He took some blockbusting whacks that a lot of people would have went over from.
I tell you, this isn't the Kid Milo we saw against Chris Eubank. Maybe, from Chris's viewpoint, just as well.
Nigel making him miss and trying to whack the body shots in. All part of the night's work. And fair play to Nigel Benn. He said he's prepared for 10 tough rounds and anything else will be a bonus. Here they go, toe to toe.
Oh. This is unbelievable.
Nigel Benn, I don't think he's trapped on the ropes so much as choosing to be there. You know, I've seen him do this on a few occasions. He likes to fight off the ropes. He's got good lateral movement. He likes to play the ropes and roll and come back with power blasts of his own, so don't be confused.
Last 10. Well, whatever the trouble was with Milo's eyes seem to have recovered now. We're in the Benn corner. For work.
Certainly another stormy moment for him, which he's come through.
Milo's corner, working on the cheek, the left cheek. It's always given him trouble, that.
Yeah,
now, let's have a look at this incident, Jimmy, and see whether we can throw some light on it. The injury that Milo suffered midway through that round.
Yeah, you see them just sizing each other up. Both go for the left hand.
Yeah.
Is it there?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it was.
It was the jab and it was the cross and the glove caught. I'm sure the thumb caught him in the eye.
I think with Nigel's jabbed, he hasn't turned the glove over at the last moment, and the glove which overrides the thumb that overrides the knuckle part has gone straight into his eye. There you see it, and there's the reaction.
Fourth round, Nigel Benn in blue, Kid Milo in black.
Benn, you know, he's really fired himself up for this one. He's been to America, he knows what's at stake, he knows the return with Eubanks is just round the corner, but he's got to come through tonight. And Milo, quite bruised up, little cut under his eye and showing the signs of battle. This is a war.
Once again, Milo takes a couple of shots that would have felled an ox. He's still there.
I know it's very early in the fight, but to me, the improvement in Nigel Benn is there for all to see. He's boxing coolly, calmly. He's setting things up with a jab, working the body. He really is becoming a good, solid professional. All-rounder, not just a big blast pass from the past. Or master blaster from the past, I should say. Milo, he's kept himself reasonably well together. There's been signs at certain stages of rounds when he's looked uncoordinated, but he's pulled his act round now and he's getting a taste for the action and standing with Nigel and trying to crack away, especially at close quarters.
And if he lands with one of these big shots of his, he could well cause an almighty upset. But you're quite right, Jim. Benn looks so good. Got him again.
I think he's struggling to focus properly. I don't know whether the thumb in the eyes, which was obviously unintentional, but it's still playing its part.
Can't have helped.
Nigel Benn's looking for the right hand, and there it is. That's the shot.
That left eye is looking in a sorry state now. The left eye really is starting to close up Kid Milo's.
There's another low blow, and Benn spits out the gum shield.
Larry O'Connell says, oh, come on, Nigel, enough of the old madam.
Kid Milo's laid back, just looks at Nigel as if to say, you want it, you can have it, but I'm sure that was a legitimate low blow. Nigel's not one to cry uncalled for.
Yeah, it was right in the boot factory, that was.
Oh, that was a good shot.
He's got him again.
Right hand over the top, come back to the left hook, right on the bell.
Now the count continues. The count continues. The count continued after the bell, but Milo was up.
And O'Connell's just looking in, making sure things are okay. Nigel looking over, the coolest man in the hall. He stopped the fight. He stopped the fight. Good decision from Larry O'Connell, because I think the only thing that would have come Kid Milo's way in that round was an avalanche of leather and power blasting stuff from Nigel Benn. Excellent performance, 10 out of 10.
29th win out of 31 fights. And just Michael Watson and Chris Eubank have beaten him. And the return for Eubank is now all systems go. This is how it finished.
It's the right hand over the top, Dave, and he comes back with a left hook. Sets him up with a jab, as we were talking about earlier. There's the right hand, and bang, there's that left hook, and, well, good night.
Good night indeed. And the count continued after the bell, but even with Milo sitting on his stool.
Ladies and gentlemen,
there it is again.
Round 4, the referee has stopped the contest. Ladies and gentlemen, Nigel Benn.
The left eye was almost closed, and Benn the winner. Let's hear from Nigel with Gary Newbon.
Well, Nigel, it was an explosive fight, as it always is with you, but that was an extraordinary end where you got a low blow and then you got up and stopped it with a terrific punch.
Yeah, you know, I think I underestimated Kid Milo very much, but I mean, being honest with you, he was the toughest out of all of them lot. Watson, Eubanks, I mean, I take my hat off to Eubanks and Watson because they went out there and done the business. But,
it could have been a risky fight to take if he could have punched harder.
He does punch, don't say, you know, he can punch, but, you know, I was determined to go out there and prove that I can box as well as fight. I mean, he took some tremendous shots, and I take my hat off to Kid Milo.
Chris Eubank is watching the live coverage tonight. What do you think he'll make of that?
Not interested about what Chris Eubanks thinks. I mean, he beat me. Good luck to the man. All respect goes out to him and Michael Watson. But I know I had problems making the weight and all that, but good luck to him. I ain't going to start saying like this and that. Eubanks is a champion. I'm gunning for him, you know, with my old man. My dad, you know, he's very upset since I lost the title, and I want to dedicate the next fight to my old man because, you know, so I'm going to really work my hardest for my dad, you know, and to give him what he wants, and that's his title.
I tell you what,
and here's Michael Watson.
Yeah, Michael Watson, one of the two boxers who've beaten you.
Me and Michael, you know, I got respect for Michael. I thought about what happened on the fight that night, but you know, I respect you because you went out there and you done a number on me, so I respect you. Oh,
look, let's bring Kid Milo in. Let's have a look at that cut. That really is a terrific cut. That's horrible. You can't see it, of course, but that's a horrible cut.
So good. So it goes. Good luck, Ben.
Let me tell you, I'm not saying this because Michael's here or Chris Eubanks is watching. You're tougher than them. I'm telling you that now. You're tougher than them. You're not a better craftsman than Michael Watson, but you are tougher than them. I'll take my hat off to you.
Well, I know you're watching us, Chris. Everybody wants to fight you. Michael Watson.
You're on the case,
Nigel
Chris.
Benn.
You're on the case.
You can take your pick. It's all money in the bank, Christopher. All money in the bank.
Nigel's screaming, the new Benn.
The new Benn. We shall see. We shall see.
He punches like the old one.
We shall see. So, an explosive end to the 1990-1991 Pro Box season. Nigel Benn back with a bang and asking a few questions about the start of the 1991-92 season.